Hi everyone, if you've been following along, you know that creating a resort-like Mediterranean-inspired backyard has always been something that we've wanted to do, and in our last home we gave our outdoor space quite a transformation, on a budget of course, but we loved how much it enhanced the feel and the atmosphere of our home just to look out at our backyard and see an outdoor setting that we truly loved. And a pool has always been at the top of our dream backyard wish list, so once we decided that we were moving back to Arizona, we got so excited to look at homes with pools. We saw lots of homes with resort-like entertaining spaces, but we just couldn't find one that felt like it was our home or our vision. So, of course, the one home that really spoke to us did not have a pool or the backyard that we were hoping for, and this was probably one of the biggest drawbacks for this house and made us second guess putting in an offer. We knew that getting this space to where we wanted it wouldn't be easy or cheap, and it was tempting to just find something that we could walk into and enjoy right away, but ultimately the views and the potential sold us on this property. And I think secretly, or not so secretly, we both liked the idea of a blank slate and getting to design and create a backyard that's 100% our vision. So this video is part of a multi-video series making over this space on a budget and DIYing and renovating this space ourselves. And we are so excited to take you all along on the journey with us. Okay, so this video is part 2 of our pool build, so if you missed part 1, I will link it here so you can go back and watch that part first, but this is where we left off with all of the rebar in place, and our next order of business was to go and pick out our plaster color. And we knew that we either wanted a Pebble sheen or a Stonescapes mini Pebble finish for the durability, and I just loved the idea of a Pebble finish for a really natural feel. And our inspiration for this pool was obviously the Mediterranean, and we just wanted our pool color to be very similar to the swimming beaches that we visited in Italy. We loved that in-between medium blue color, you know, not too light, not too dark, but also has a little bit of that natural tealish green color that you get from those earthy brown sands at the beaches, but still overall blue.
You don't want a dark pool, right? So I think you're automatically ruling like these ones out. You also don't want the opposite end of the spectrum and like this light.
I do like the light, like certain ones, like there's one in here that I'm like, I would not want that. Like I don't want just like straight up white. Like this would be the white I would like, where it's a little bit more, you know, natural colors in there. And there's another, like I don't think I would want, this was the one of the hotel pool where we went and did our testing, or at least this was like close to that. Like, cause it had those specks of blue in there. I don't love that. Like if we were to go like a lighter color, I would like something kind of like salt and peppery, like a little bit like natural stones in there.
Okay.
Which one is this? Let's see.
That's salt.
White diamonds. I have seen pictures of this and I have liked it. So that's like an option, but I wonder with like Kona's hair and just all of that, how that would be. Okay, so like Mike had originally said, we just decided to stick to those medium colors since that's what we knew we wanted. And honestly, I do not know how anybody makes their pool decision from these little tiny samples. What really helped us was just searching the name and color of the finish on places like Reddit and Facebook, and that was just the best for giving us an actual visual of the color of the pool. And also many things can affect the online photos, like time of day, how deep the pool is, and what actually is surrounding the pool. So this part was kind of stressful, but we did end up going to look at the National Pool Tile showroom, and they did have larger samples, which was helpful. And after weeks of overanalyzing online photos, we finally came to our decision.
This is the one we're going with.
No, not in the desert. But we were deciding between French gray, Tahoe blue, and Caribbean blue. And I feel like just especially seeing them on this board, this is a really good in-between because we want a little bit of teal and we want it to be kind of medium, not too gray, not too blue, like not like Windexy. So we feel like this is going to be the best like in-between color, and just all the pictures that we've looked at, this is our favorite. So I think we're gonna go with this one. We are not gonna do the Puerto Rico blend small though. So that's all of these little blue dots throughout here. So it won't have that. It'll just be, you know, the plain stones. So the next part of the process was them shooting the Shotcrete shell, and this was a very exciting day. Obviously, I love to sit there and creep out the window and watch every part of this process with the build, but for this part, they did put up a blue tarp to protect our yard. So basically, the blue tarp went up and then they took it down and we had our concrete shell. And this was really exciting because we got to see the actual size of the ledge and the steps, and we were really happy with how everything was taking shape, quite literally. And with the concrete, we did have to hose it down every 4 hours or so to help with the curing process. We did this for a couple of days, and then our builder came back out and set up an automatic sprinkler, which was really nice to have. And the watering just ensures that the concrete is curing properly. It helps to maximize the strength of the materials and reduce the possibility of cracks and shrinkage. Okay, so next it was time to go back and finalize our tile decision. And in my previous video, I showed you our first visit and kind of the tiles that we were deciding between initially. And I had wanted this one that I have in my hand in this clip because it was included in the basic package, it would be easy to clean, and I just liked the colors and the design on it. But a very close second was this tile that was an upgrade, and I just thought that it looked like something you'd find in a Spanish villa, and I loved the texture that it had on it, even though it might make cleaning a little bit more difficult. But I also considered these other options as well, but ultimately I did not want to have to deal with any extra grout lines. And actually, Mike was a big advocate for this tile choice, which is pretty rare for him. He usually just defers to what I think looks best, but he was really pushing for this one, so that was all I needed to hear. We just decided to pay for the upgrade and go with this one. Okay, so the Shotcrete has been curing for about 2 weeks now, and they are coming today to install our coping and our waterline tile, which I'm so excited about. I'm a little nervous because, as you guys know, there was some indecisiveness about the waterline tile, so it's going to be permanent after today, but I am excited. I feel really good about what we chose, and it'll be fun to see like our picks actually, installed and kind of what they look like in person. So we'll see how it looks in a couple of hours. Okay, so after the tile and coping was installed, they came out to shoot our plaster. And like I said, we had decided on Caribbean Blue Mini Pebble, and this was probably the one thing I was the most anxious to see finished because I was hopeful that we got the color choice right, but you never really know until you see it in your space. So this was a 2-day process. The first day they had a whole team come out here and shoot the plaster and smooth it out, and then the next day they came back to do the acid wash treatment. Okay, so the acid washers just left and we are starting the fill. So we filled the pool up with our hose, and we did end up putting a sock on the hose because we had read that the metal could potentially stain the finish that is curing. So we didn't want to risk it, and we just wrapped it with a sock and a rubber band. But we were so excited for this last little part of the process to see our pool finally come together. And the way that the mini pebble plaster finish works is that it cures in water, and it cures for the first 28 days after the fill. So you do have to brush your pool several times a day during those 28 days. But once it was all filled up, we were so excited to see it the next morning. They do say to wait until your chemicals are all balanced to judge the actual color of the pool, but so far I was really excited with how it looked. I think Kona was too. And another thing that I was looking forward to with this pool were the sunsets and the sunrises that are going to be amplified by the reflection on the water. So having this sunrise the first morning of the fill was really fun to get to see. Okay, so this is what the pool looks like all filled up. I am so happy with the color. This is exactly what we were going for. Not too light, not too dark, not too green, not too blue, just like right in the middle, just like a medium turquoise color, kind of like the Mediterranean. And it was honestly a little bit of a stressful decision just because you're going off of those little samples and you really don't know how things look in person. We weren't really able to see anything in person, especially this color that we wanted. So we were just kind of going off of photos, which, you know, sometimes photos can be a little bit misleading just with the angle and the editing and all that, but I'm really happy with this. So now they just have to come tie up a couple loose ends. Like, you know, we've got this going on over here, so that needs to be cleaned up. They got to put the lid on the bubbler here, and then they're going to come and put some, I think, sand in here, some polymetric sand or something that, like, you know, still allows for expansion and contraction, but makes these two decking pieces feel a little bit more seamless. And then when they were cutting back the flagstone, they did have a couple of pieces that chipped just because it's so old and brittle. So they're going to probably just try to repair this and make it look, you know, a little bit more natural and seamless. Same thing with this little piece over here. This one was just a clean break, so hopefully they can just like reset that. But they're going to come do that, you know, get the stickers off of the deck jets and test everything out. The pool chemical guy is also coming to get the chemistry right and put the pump on. So we are now seeing how it all looks in the space, which just feels really good. So yeah, exciting day. So they came and got all of the finishing touches worked out, and I was really happy with how the polymetric sand transition and the stone resetting turned out. I felt like it looked very natural, and this was something that I had hoped would turn out okay, but seeing it all done, I'm so glad we decided to keep the flagstone and incorporate it. And this is what the pool looks like all finished with our water features on. I am so glad that we decided to add the deck jets and the bubbler. I think that it really adds to the ambiance, and it's nice that the pool can kind of act as a water feature in the garden even when we're not swimming. And I think that the water sound will just be really nice for when we're eating outside on the patio. And I'm also really happy with the size of the mini 40-inch sun shelf. It's just the right amount of room for us to hang out and relax, but still gives us plenty of room to float around and enjoy the swimming area. And Kona is loving her new water playground. It is her new favorite place to be, and she would play water fetch all day long if we let her. We also got some little booties to protect the pool finish and also to prevent her paws from getting torn up from the stone finish. And we've had some unseasonably warm weather this spring, so we've already gotten a ton of use out of our pool, and this was truly a dream come true for us, and we are so grateful to be able to make this addition to our yard and share the process with you all. We definitely have a lot more work to do to get the yard where we want it, but we're so happy to have this beautiful pool just in time for summer and somewhere to take a dip in between all of the yard work days that we have ahead of us. All right, everyone, we still have plenty more to do. We're gonna do all of the landscaping along the back, do a little stucco wall treatment. So be sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that. But I did kind of want to share some of our experience just building the pool and the realities of building a pool, because if you guys don't know, the reason I actually started this channel was we were going through a home build process, and I didn't feel like there were a lot of resources online for people going through that process, just what to look out for and things to keep in mind and that kind of stuff. So I actually just ended up documenting our home build process, and that's what started this channel. So I feel very passionate about kind of just sharing the realities of these building processes, and just if you're going through something like that, or maybe you're thinking about going through something like that, just things to think about. So I kind of wanted to share some of that. You know, there are many different ways to go about a pool build. You can go with a more high-end builder, you can go with a basic builder. Actually too, they have companies where you can build your own pool and act as your own contractor. So the companies will give you the lists of subs to hire out, and they'll kind of like give you a little bit of a guide, but you basically save on that contractor cost, or you save a lot on that contractor cost. So we considered doing that. Being the budget-friendly people that we are, we actually really looked into that option, but at the end of the day, we did not have much knowledge about building a pool, and I didn't really have the time to research. Mike didn't have the time to research, so we just figured hiring a company would be the best solution for us. And we were really happy with the company that we hired and how so they were almost always at the site overseeing what was going on. With that being said, I do feel like you still kind of need to know what's going on and have eyes on everything. You know, we're starting to learn that with any building experience, hiring a contractor to do work inside your home, or hiring someone to build a pool, or hiring someone to build a home, there are always going to be things that go wrong. Like, we have never had a perfect experience with, you know, building anything, with any renovations. Things always go awry at some point. Sometimes they're way bigger things. Sometimes they're small little things. I think more so in the beginning, we were a little bit more hands off. But as time has gone on, we've kind of learned if something is going on, if there's work being done, just to oversee it, double check it, make sure it's the right material, make sure things are in the right place, and all of that, because the longer that things go on unchecked, that is when it becomes more difficult to fix. So if you catch something right away, it is easier to fix. So just as an example, they put our coping on and they had like a lot of awkward little chunks, and like my impression was that they would try to kind of get everything a little bit more visually balanced so that you wouldn't see, you know, those like little choppy pieces. So we were pretty unhappy with that, but ultimately, you know, we hired a good pool company and they stood behind their work and they fixed it, which was so wonderful. So that is where doing your due diligence and hiring a company that stands behind their product and is willing to work with you is really important. So just doing that research up front on who you're hiring and reviews, licensing, all of that, like that to us was so important starting out. So anytime you're having somebody come and do major work on a property, you want to make sure that the people that you're hiring to do this work are reputable. And if something does go wrong, which more likely than not, something will go wrong, you want to make sure that you've hired the right people to handle those situations. So as far as the quote process goes, we did have 4 companies come out and give us quotes. And, you know, they were kind of all similar-ish. Some were a bit more than others, but the people who we ended up going with, they were the best when it came to all of the little customizable details that I personally wanted, or like the things that were important to me. For example, we wanted to cut that piece of decking back and get that really seamless look, whereas a lot of other companies were telling us that that wouldn't be possible, that we'd have to have at least 8 inches of rock in between the decking and the coping, which I just thought would look so choppy, and I did not want that. So the company that we ended up going with, they said that they would get it as close as they can. They couldn't make any promises, but they would try to get it really close and seamless, number one. Number two, where we wanted our pool equipment was in a very inconvenient location for a pool company. It was on the exact opposite end of the house from our electrical box where they had to run the electrical from, but it was really important to us that we get it on that side of the house just because we wanted it out of sight. We don't have a very large backyard, so we didn't want to take up, you know, any visual space with pool equipment. We wanted it away from our bedroom just because it can be very loud. So we really wanted it on that side of the house. And some people told us that that wasn't even possible. Like some companies that came out told us that we couldn't have it on that side of the house. And the company that we ended up going with, they were really nice. They were like, you know what, I think it can go here. I want to double check, but I'm pretty sure it can go here, no problem. And they were able to put it there. So those kinds of things, you know, seeing how a company is willing to work with you, and obviously reviews. Everybody that came out to our house to give us a quote had outstanding reviews. So that was something that was really important to us, obviously. But overall, we were very happy with how everything went. You know, there were definitely a couple hiccups along the way as to be expected, but we were really happy for the most part with how they were handled. So I just kind of wanted to mention that the vetting process is really important, just because I didn't get any footage of that or talk about that at all. But as fun as the design and all of that is, that's one of the most important parts of the process, at least for us, is, you know, picking the right contractor, making sure that they were licensed, bonded, and insured. You can usually look up their ROC number online and see if there are any like pending cases or like any litigation with people having issues. So that's a helpful thing that you can do to kind of protect yourself and know who you're hiring. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. That concludes the pool build, but as you guys can see, and as I've mentioned, we still have so much to do to this backyard. It's definitely going to be a process, just as is the rest of the house. It's so funny because I get comments like, you never showed us the kitchen, or you never showed us the living room. And it's like, that's because we're still working on all of them. So that is our reality these days, just unfinished projects everywhere. But we really did want to get this pool in first because this is really the foundation of our backyard. And then we can now slowly build from there. Because if we did anything else first, like landscaping or a garden or a grassy area, they were just going to tear it all up when they come in to put the pool in anyways. So now we have a great foundation that we can build off of and slowly add all of of those little elements and just make the space feel really cozy and inviting. So I want to thank you guys so much for being along on the journey with us. It means so much to us that you are here, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.